Hello and welcome to a very cool and cold episode of Heavenly Album Covers, and we are going to look very quickly and very coldly at the acid test as recorded by KESEY, Babbs, the Grateful Dead, and other various merry pranksters back in 1966. This album was recorded at Sound City Studios in San Francisco, California. This album is commonly known as a rare album, but there are many different versions of this album floating around out there. This version is a baby blue vinyl version of this album. There are not episodes, there are issues of this album that are worth a lot because they're on the original label or they are test pressings. And apparently this album was culled from about 14 hours of sessions that were done at the Sound City Studios, but the actual finished product only takes up about 11 minutes. It's a very short album. It's a very classic album. It features tracks such as Peggy the Pistol and others, and it's very intellectual and very much in the favor of the acid test era. The Merry Pranksters were formed by Babbs and others, and KESEY, who was a writer of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He had a lot of money from that book deal, and they all hopped on a bus in 1964 and they went across country. They took LSD and they did all sorts of stuff. A couple of years later, they were doing full-on acid tests at various sites around northern and southern California and other places, and this is part of that whole acid test genre. And I'm not even sure what's happening with this cover. It's very peculiar. There's a kind of a sculptural face here, some gears. The lettering is very drippy. Looks like the band, the Grateful Dead, are down here somewhere. And it's all black and white. It's all kind of fun, kind of serious. And let's flip her over here, or flip him over. And here we have some of the most voluminous liner notes in the history of pop music take place on the back of this album. And here are the track listings: One Way Ticket, Bells and Fairies, Trip X, The End, and my favorite, Peggy the Pistol. And there's some interviews with KESEY, and Babbs is on here playing harmonica. These are signed VHS tapes by Babbs and KESEY. These came out in 2001, and they're all hand-dipped. They're psychedelic tapes. They're very wonderful, very one-of-a-kind, and these are the two separate VHS parts of their movie called The Intrepid Traveler and His Merry Band of Pranksters Look for a Cool Place. And they're just wonderful. They're dipped in enamel paint. They're swirled around, and there is Babbs, KESEY. There's KESEY right here somewhere. Babbs, KESEY, and they make quite a pair. They're beautiful. And let's look at the vinyl here on the acid test album. It's nice baby blue. It's got a pink label. It's very wonderful. It's very outstanding and really nice. It's kind of mushed around there. It's not exactly a pristine image. It is like a cookie dough or something, a baby blue cookie dough motif there. And so there we have it. The acid test in back of a lamp